Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Iris and I am your online BFF of today. And thank you so much for stopping by. And if you are my besties, my return subscribers, thank you so much, girls, boys, my babies. Thank you so much for coming back. Okay, I'm gonna make this quick because my battery run off of battery right now. So as you can see today, okay, we have a message today. All right, so remember this. As you can see of today's title, it's like basically your boredom is actually a secret. A secret where invitations to your next big evolutions. Trust me, because have you ever reached a point in life where nothing feels exactly wrong, but nothing feels exciting either? Because you basically wake up, you do your usual routine and all, you go through the same conversations every single day, the same places, the same habits, and somewhere inside that you feel like this strange emptiness, this restlessness itself, like the feeling of is this really it? Is this really it? Like many people immediately like try to escape this feeling, like they grab their phone, scroll endlessly, go to TikTok, go to YouTube, and then go to Twitter and go to whatever you want, or scroll and watch comic or read comic, and they look for entertainment, they search for distractions, anything to avoid sitting with the silence, right? But what if boredom isn't a problem, Like, what if the boredom is actually a message for you? Right. What if that uncomfortable emptiness is not a sign that, oh, your life is meaningless? And it's not, okay? But actually, it's a sign that, oh, you are actually outgrowing the version of yourself that you created your current life, Because sometimes boredom is not emptiness. Sometimes boredom is an invitations to evolve. Like first, why we actually fear of boredom? Like we live in a world that has trained us to avoid silence. Like the moment there is a quiet moment, we feel it. Like waiting in a line, like scroll, eating alone, scroll, feeling uncomfortable, you scroll, and then feeling uncertain, you also scroll. Like we have become so afraid of being alone with our thoughts that we constantly surround ourselves with noise and distractions from the social media itself. Because the problem is with constant stimulations is that you basically never hear yourself. You didn't hear yourself because you never noticed like what your heart is trying to tell you, because boredom feels uncomfortable because it removes distractions, it creates space, and in that space things begin to surface, like the dreams that you ignore, the emotions that you basically avoided for so long, and then the questions that you bury in your brain for so long, and all the desire for something different. That is why boredom can feel scary. Okay? And because silence, being silent reveals everything to you. And you're scared of it. Why? Why are you scared of it? Because you see, boredom is official. Is not official. Boredom is basically is officially is like it shows that the death of the old identity officially. That's why you feel for boredom, right? Sometimes you feel bored because your current life no longer like matches with who you are becoming, right? So the things that you used to excite you don't feel like the same anymore, because the conversations that you used to enjoy feel empty, and the goals that you once chased no longer feel meaningful to you. And you start wondering to yourself, like, why am I feeling like this? why am I feeling like this, but maybe, nothing's wrong with me, I'm not crazy, okay? Like, maybe something is changing. Maybe something is changing inside you. And growth often begins with being discomfort and all, right? And you see, like, I give you an example. Before a butterfly becomes a butterfly, it is no longer the caterpillar it used to be. All right? So, but it is not yet what it will become, right? Because it is in a cocoon, right? Like after they the process, the phase of being a butterfly from a caterpillar to a cocoon. Is it lagging? Oh my god, is it lagging? Like from cocoon and you become a butterfly and all, and there's a lot of certain things that are going on, right? So there's a transitions period in this timeline, right? All right, so a strange middle space that you are in right now, and humans experience this too. Okay, I'm not crazy, please don't say that I'm crazy. Okay, this is just a metaphor, okay? And there are moments where your old identity starts falling away, but you see, your new identity has not fully formed yet. Your new identity, because right now you are basically shedding your old identity like a snake shedding its skin. Okay, so basically that space can feel like boredom and painful, like it can feel like a confusion being lost. But sometimes being lost is simply the beginning of discovering new directions in your life, right? That's good, actually, because stop feeling the void and start listening to it. The instinct is always like, oh, how do I get rid of this feeling, and then you start opening, watch, scrolling. But maybe the better question is, you need to ask yourself, like, oh, what is this feeling trying to show me and teach me, because boredom is not always like need to be eliminated from your life, right? Sometimes it is asking to be understood. Why are you feeling like that, right? Maybe you are bored because you have mastered a version of yourself that you are ready to outgrow, Maybe you are bored because you are craving deeper experiences. Maybe you are bored because your potential is asking for more, because we must stop treating boredom like a void to fill with mindless scrolling. Get what I mean? Do you get what I mean? Because instead we need to embrace the stillness as a necessary recalibrations, like a reset. Okay, so a moment where we reconnect with ourselves, with our inner self. Because when everything becomes quiet, we finally have the opportunity to ask ourselves, what do I actually want? Who am I becoming? What is my short-term and long-term goal? What kind of life feels meaningful to me? The answer rarely appear in constant noise, because they appear when we create that space just for yourself. Yep. Okay. And I know that I talked too close with the screen. I think my face is too big. Wait, let me just scroll back. Like, okay, sorry, but it's okay. But I'm just getting ready to go to toilet. Wait a moment. All right. So yeah. Okay. Remember, there is always the friction when there is a beginning. Every major transformation has a period of discomfort. It's true, because before you become stronger, you face a lot of challenges in your life. Before you grow, you experience uncertainty. Before you evolve, you often experience frictions. Okay, the restlessness feeling inside you right now, even though you're not doing much, but your mind constantly thinking 24/7, that feeling that something needs to change, it may not be a sign that, oh, you are failing in life. No. Okay, I'm back. The crazy woman come back. Okay, hi. Right, so yeah, so it may be a sign that You know that your current identity is actually becoming too small for who you're actually becoming, because you are actually shaping and preparing yourselves. Because a seed has to break apart before it becomes a tree. Do you know how the seed actually grow? Go search Google. I won't put it here. All right, so a snake has to shed its skin because the old one no longer fits, right? So growth requires leaving something behind. And sometimes the hardest thing is to accept is that the old version of you cannot come with you into the next chapter. No, let it go. Let your old version, your old identity. I know it's sad. It is sad that, and you sometimes you look back and you miss your old version of yourself. But remember, your old version of yourself cannot go anywhere. Okay, they're still inside you, but they're becoming better. Okay, you get what I meant. Okay, but it's okay. So yeah, and sometimes you need to require leaving something behind, because sometimes the hardest thing is to accept it, that your old version will no longer exist in your future. Yes, you need to let go. The habits that you have, the belief that you have, like your mindsets, the comfort zone, the fear, the serve, they only serve you once. And ciao, bye-bye. They may not serve you anymore right now. Cut them off, leave them behind. Let's start brand new, girl, boy. Okay, because I want you to become someone bigger. Do you know that why you exist in this world, you have your own purpose. God brought you to this planet, to this world, to this universe, because you have something. You have the biggest blessing of all, and you will get what you want, okay? Because the next version of yourself is not created by escaping discomfort. Okay, it's not. Sorry for my messy hair. I'm not a crazy lady, okay? So, okay, back to the topic. So, it is actually created through it, you need to face the discomfort, the boredom, the uncertainty right now that you have, the quiet moments where you question every single thing. Those moments are not actually wasted time. They are the foundations of your highest self. This is where you discover new interests, new dreams, new possibilities. And this is where you begin building that actually reflects who you are becoming, your true purpose. Okay, because the biggest changes in life often begin in a quiet moment, not with a dramatic one, not with a perfect plan that you want to create your vision board, whatever whatsoever, your journal, your planner, whatever is that, not with those Pinterest aesthetic type of plan, but with a simple realizations to yourself, that you think to yourself that, oh, I cannot stay the same anymore and I need to grow and I'll get what I want. And that realization is so powerful, and that's where your focus aligns, because it means something inside you is waking up, something deeper, something bigger, something more aligned to you and your dream. So the next time that you feel bored, don't immediately run away. No, don't do that. Don't immediately reach for distractions. Don't watch, like, scroll endlessly. Don't assume something is wrong. And I want you to sit with the boredom, listen to it, explore it, because maybe your boredom is not a lack of excitement in your life. Don't seek for external validations just to fill the void. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Oh shit, I think my leg is cramping. Wait, Aduh, oh my god. Because I was like, I'm getting ready want to go toilet right now because I need to go toilet. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up. Okay, remember that boredom is actually is an invitation for you. An invitation to release an old version of yourself. An invitations of, to imagine something greater. Sorry, pause by itself. So it's an invitations that something is actually waiting for you in the future. Okay, and invitations to evolve, to evolve. The quiet you are experiencing may actually be the space where your next chapter begins, because sometimes before life expands, it first, becomes still. And in that stillness, do you know what happened in those stillness, in those silence? You are actually discover who you are becoming. That's it. Congrats. That's all for today, and I hope that you guys resonate, and please do not take it if it didn't resonate with you. I'm not forcing it to you. So yep. And I hope today I make your day, maybe, hopefully. Kinda. I'm gonna drink it finish. Wait, where is that? Yeah. I think that's all for today. Bye bye. Drink more water. Yeah, that's all. Bye bye.